So, hey guys, what's up? Gotta jump into this one quick because I'm getting started late and I'm almost at work. What is up? I haven't been as consistent in putting out this content, I'm sorry. And it's just because I'm trying to catch up to stuff like other conversations I'm in and things like that as I'm heading to work. So, that's all it is. But, I don't remember who asked me this. But they said, I think it was Oak City Gamers. He said, has a controller ever influenced you getting like a system or playing a system or anything like that? Like, is that something you look into? So have you ever been influenced by just the controller to play a system, is I think kind of what he was asking. And I think it was him. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I'll be honest, not really. I always play systems based on games. It's always a game that I want to play. Like, for instance, I went and got the Series S because I heard about RoboCop. I knew I wanted to play the new Madden. I know I want to play the new WWE when it comes out. I almost got 2K23 on it. It was just kind of late, so I didn't. I actually still kind of want it on there. If it was cheaper, I would get it. So it's about the games. It's definitely about the games. Even when I go back and, you guys try to get me to play things like Dreamcast and stuff like that, it's all about the games. That's all it is. It's all games. It's not graphics. It's not load times. It's not what the system looks like. And it's not the controller. However, how I judge the system after I've played the system, the controller is an extremely important part of whether I get enjoyment out of the console or not. You can have a great game, but if the controller sucks, that definitely hinders your experience, for sure. A lot of times when people tell me, oh, do you like this system better than this system? That is one of the things I always think about and bring up is the controller. The controller is a huge thing, and I feel like people always talk about, well, the graphics are better, the load times are faster in this, and this one looks cooler, all that stuff. This one has stereo sound. This one has this. Really, none of that matters except for the controller. The controller is a huge weight on whether a console is good or not. I mean, I would say that the controller is a big piece. I guess if you were going to put that in a percentage, the controller is probably 75%, because if the controller sucks, that is going to affect you every time you play a game, Now, I will say this, though. This is the kind of counter that at the same time, though. I can kind of mold to whatever, though. I've never played a console where the controller just is so bad that I, hate all the games, or I have this big fucking problem. I never find myself blaming the controller all the time. I think the biggest, occurrences are that people would say is like N64 has a crappy controller. I'm just going off of what people commonly say. People usually hate N64. And that I can get used to the controller no matter what, even if I'm playing Atari 2600, Sega Dreamcast gets a lot of hate. That Sega Master System gets a lot of hate, which it deserves. But it never truly ruins everything for me, whether I'm gonna like it or not. It's yes, it affects it, but it doesn't ruin it. Now, do I not play Master System games because I'm worried about the controller? No. no. If the game looks awesome, I would figure it out and I would play. You know, that would never play that big of a role. You know, I'm never thinking about a controller when I want to play something. I'm just thinking about the system, and I'm just looking at the only analysis that goes into whether I want to play a game or not is I look at gameplay for a few minutes. I'll look it up. You know, Ghosts and Goblins, you know, Resurrection gameplay. Even though I didn't look that up, I already was going to buy that, but so that's a bad example. But I'll just look up gameplay for it and go, yep, I'll be trying that, or nope, I won't. You know, and I can make a pretty good guess on whether I'm going to like a game or not. I'm pretty dead on nowadays if I'm going to like it or not. You know, I think of it like, I was talking to a guy at work, and he was telling me about how he's one of the mechanics, and he's the manager. And what he told me is he has like a skill that he can look at like literally anything that's broken, and he can kind of just figure it out. Because I said, what do? You watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that? Because that's what I have to do when I want to repair things in my house. And he goes, I mean, sometimes for a little bit, but he's like, I'll be able to take it apart and kind of get what it's doing and just watch it run. And then I can kind of figure it out. He's like, I have some weird, you know, I'm just one of those guys that just knows how to do that, you know. And he's like, it's just a skill you have, you know. And I can agree, because there's other people that work in the building that do the same thing, and I'm kind of jealous of that. I wish I was like that. Like, we call it mechanically inclined, you know. Well, I'm like that with video games. You know, I can just kind of look at what a game's doing, and I can like figure out what I'm supposed to do, or I can figure out, okay, I'm gonna like this or not. You know, I already know what type of game it's gonna be. I'm like, yep, I don't need to look up anything else on it. I'm good. You know, and if I get it, I can figure stuff out quickly because I've spent so many hours doing it that I just know what to do. You know, and that's why I can catch on to games very quickly and stuff. Because, I mean, I've just seen a lot of games like them, and I already know what they're doing. You know, I'm like, yep, oh, this new enemy's here. Yep, there's going to be like 3 or 4 of them. They're introducing this new enemy. That's what this level is. You know, my brain's already telling me that. You know? So it's like, I've never had a controller, you know, going back on the subject of this video, I've never had a controller matter that much, you know? But like I said, judging a system in hindsight, like after I've played it, and oh, do I like the Sega Master System? Will the controller come up on kind of my shit list? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it does matter. But I can get used to anything. I can use anything, dude. Nothing's going to stop me from playing a game system. Nothing. And I don't look at new ones like when the Switch first came out. Yeah, I'm looking at the Joy-Cons and stuff, but I'm not worried about it. You know, I'm not worried about it at all. A lot of people say that. That's a good example, actually. Oh my God, you can't play anything with the Joy-Cons. Well, anything that I've accomplished on the Switch, whether it be a no-death run or beating a game or whatever, has all been with Joy-Cons. So, FYI. So, obviously, I can play with them just fine. But, like I told you guys, that doesn't really stop me from doing anything. Now, are some games harder because of the Joy-Con? Yes. But I could still figure it out. I could still get it done. It just might take a little bit longer or something like that. But, anyway, that's kind of my video for today. Kind of a weird subject, but I like that stuff. That was, I think, like I said, I think that was Oak City Gamers that asked that question. And has a controller ever influenced you guys to play a game or gotten you away from playing a game? Like you might say, you know, hey, I really fucking hate that N64 controller. Man, I'd really like to try Conker's Bad Fur Day, but you know, that controller is such a piece of shit that I don't feel like trying it. You know, do you find yourself saying things like that? Or, you know, hey, I would try Master of Darkness on the Master System, but man, I'm gonna make sure I use that Sega Genesis controller because that thing's a pile of shit. You know, that Master System controller. You know, are you saying that? You know, so yeah. Let me know in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys.